Motherfucking demo discs. Oh god, the nostalgia. These bad boys were pretty much like 70 to 80% of the main reason why people bought games in the first place. All of these sweet discs that you'll probably never be able to get to play ever again. This video doesn't really have all that much purpose. I was feeling extremely nostalgic and I was like, why the hell should I not just make a video in regards to some good old demo discs from way back when? As you saw in the intro, let's start off with the first demo disc that you would get when you opened up the box. Just thinking about this demo disc has my nostalgia neurons just throbbing like fucking crazy. From the incredibly annoying loading screens, just the abundance of loading screens in every single time you pressed anything, to that intro with all the little spikes that crossed into the screen, interlaced, and then zoomed in and showed you all the games that you're going to be playing on the PlayStation for the first time when they eventually get released. And you know what? The original PlayStation actually came out with a lot of games for you to play at launch. Hilarious fact number 1. I don't think all that many people are actually aware of this, but the original PlayStation actually had 4 different release dates. The first being on December 3rd, 1994, and it was released in Japan, showcasing off the first set of launch titles including Crime Crackers, Ridge Racer, and Tama. Then almost a year later, it finally was released in the US on September 9th, 1995, again with its own array of launch titles, including Rayman, Street Fighter the Movie, Total Eclipse Turbo, and a classic fighting game fan favorite, and quite a rare game to find these days, Battle Arena Toshinden. Then later on in that month, September 29th, 1995, it came out in Europe, once again with even more titles to showcase, including Nova Storm, Wipeout, 3D Lemmings, and Jumping Flash. And then lastly, on November 15th, 1995, it finally showed up in the Australasian region. The original PlayStation sold at the regular retail price of $299 in the United States, and believe it or not, the PlayStation sold in Australia for the low price of just $700. And if you wanted to get any games with it, or an extra controller, or even a memory card in a big bundle, you would have been paying anywhere between $900 and $1,000, with each individual title being anywhere between $65 and $95. If you didn't have a lot of games to buy, then they still had an abundance of demo discs for you to play. They tried so hard in like every single possible aspect to make you feel pumped. Doesn't matter how tiny it was. It would make you feel somewhat special. It would make the screen look like it was God right in front of you. At least that's how I felt. Press start. Yes, thank you very much.
We never had a massive library of games, and my dad mostly bought racing games, but over time I got to play games such as Tekken, Crash Bandicoot, Croc, Klonoa, and Spyro, and they were some of my favorite games. Though I also remember my dad getting a lot of demo discs from PlayStation magazines, and from there I got to play games such as Parappa the Rapper, Jumping Flash, Wipeout, Destruction Derby, Battle Arena Toshinden, ESPN Games, Tomb Raider, and so many more.
Actually, a really cool feature that came with the first demo disc was VCD. You could press on that little application, and if you put a music disc in, it would give you those trippy visuals that you get now on the PS2 and the PS3, or even the PS4 as well. But you could play that on a PS1. I used to feel so special when I would use the tech demo of the T-Rex, and I would like stretch his gums and open his mouth and, you know, flip his head from side to side and have him roll around in all weird directions and stuff, and I would always just fiddle around with it and make it look like he was talking, you know, add little voices to it as he was opening his mouth. I just found it fascinating when I was a kid. I think that could have contributed to me having much of an appreciation for not only graphics, but also how older games worked in comparison to newer games, because older games were so limited with their graphical capabilities, but for some reason older games just had a knack of being able to make the gameplay work.
A fixed camera angle allowed for an increased polygon draw distance, but this still had its limits. With a limited polygon count allowed on screen at any given time, Naughty Dog used a new technique called occlusion culling to keep these polygons balanced. In short, you could hide a dense group of polygons behind one larger polygon until those vertexes were needed to render the stage out as it comes into view. This means every hill and valley, structure and leaf positioning are strategically placed throughout each level to conserve polygons and avoid any system lag. Hacking the original PlayStation's hardware was the only method of achieving this occlusion technique, but hitting the hardware directly went against PlayStation development guidelines at the time.
Then we have the game Monster Trucks. I don't have all that much to say about this game because from replaying it just now, it really has me question why I played it so much when I was a kid. The sound design is awful. The graphics aren't all that fantastic. Granted, the suspension looks pretty cool when the monster truck sort of wobbles back and forth whenever you actually go over some uneven terrain and whatnot. I guess you can realistically say that this is almost like a tester. By the end of the demo, because it's a timed demo, this one, it quite literally just stopped. It has a timer up the top, never understood the timer, confused the hell out of me back then, confuses the hell out of me today. Now this is where my confusion sets in a little bit more, because I never even liked The Getaway, or Ridge Racer, or Ridge Racer Revolution, or Gran Turismo, or anything like that, but for some reason, I played the shit out of Formula 1 and Monster Trucks, and this is where confusion sets in even worse, because I didn't play sports games, like ever. Except for golf. Out of all the games I could play, golf. Why golf? I don't know.
Oh, no. Badly sliced. And that ball hit a tree whack.
But I played that demo so much, and I hated the soccer demo. I played it like twice. And I was like, nope, that's just not for me. To this very day, I won't play them. FIFA, fuck you.
Hey, you. Come here. You want to buy some drugs? Oh. You feel how soft this is? It's so soft. Oh, it feels so good to touch. It's so smooth. Oh boy, I could do this all day.
Boss, we have an emergency. I mean it. Hurry.
This feels great. This feels fantastic. I love it.
Hilarious fact number 2. With the console being discontinued on March 31st, 2005, it was hilarious to find out that if you combined all regions, including the Net Your Rosie games, you would have a game collection of 2,435 games, making it one of the biggest game libraries of any console of all time. Oh my god, Tekken 2. Wow. Now, I didn't even need to play this demo because I actually have the real game right here. I've had this for God knows how long now, and I don't even really think I need to sort of shed all that much light on how I feel about this game because I have the real game. I loved the demo, and I played it countless times. I think the FMVs were a bit ridiculous. Although back then it almost seemed real. There's just like this wafting of nostalgia going over my head right now, being like, damn, I played the shit out of that game. One of the coolest features I will actually say is the fact that it was 2-player. I could play a demo in 2-player. Oh my god, that was so much fun.